Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Cowboys signing former Jets D. Carl Lawson, source confirms. The Dallas Cowboys are signing former New York Jets defensive end Carl Lawson, a source confirmed to ESPN on Thursday. Lawson is the Cowboys' second addition along the defensive line in the past 2 days, after they traded with the New York Giants for defensive tackle Jordan Phillips on Wednesday. Lawson had worked out for the Cowboys in Oxnard, California, after the team lost pass rusher Sam Williams to a torn ACL in one of the early training camp practices, but Dallas signed Alquadin Muhammad and Shaka Toney instead. Toney has since been waived/injured with a groin injury. The 29-year-old Lawson had been trumpeted as a major addition for the Jets in 2021, when he signed a 3-year, $45 million contract in free agency, but he fell short of expectations and wound up playing in only 23 games in 3 seasons. He missed the 2021 season after rupturing an Achilles tendon in a preseason practice with the Green Bay Packers. The injury required additional surgery a few months later, but Lawson made it back for 2022 and played the entire season, finishing with 7 sacks. The 2023 campaign was a washout. Lawson missed most of the preseason due to a back injury and lost his starting job to second-year defensive end Jermaine Johnson. By the time he was healthy enough to play, Lawson had been removed from the defensive line rotation, reducing him to spot duty and causing frustration. He was a healthy scratch for 11 games and declined media requests late in the season. "I'm a football player, not a cheerleader," he said at midseason. Lawson appeared in only 6 games, played just 101 snaps and recorded 0 sacks and 5 tackles. Lawson was regarded as a solid pass rusher during his 4-year run with the Cincinnati Bengals, 20 sacks, but he struggled to stay on the field. He missed 13 out of 64 games, mainly in 2018, when he underwent knee surgery. He previously played for Cowboys run game coordinator Paul Guenther at the start of his career in Cincinnati. Cowboys defender gets kicked out of Wednesday's practice after physical altercation. Things took a turn for the worst between the Dallas Cowboys and Los Angeles Rams during Wednesday's practice. Training camps around the league have been full throttle for the last couple of weeks. Teams are getting ready for the upcoming 2024 season, and joint practices are very common now. That gives teams a way to get some competitive reps in a controlled environment against a different squad. That's what is happening in California as the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams are practicing together this week. We know tempers can get high, but a Cowboy defender took things a bit too far on Wednesday. In a video that is surfacing online, Dallas defensive tackle Albert Huggins was going through a one-on-one drill, and towards the end, he shoves a Rams staff member onto the ground. That certainly caught some people by surprise, as the Rams staff member didn't seem to do anything to provoke Huggins. Shortly after the incident, Huggins was told by the coaches to head back to the locker room and his day was over. The Clemson product was signed by the Cowboys on August 6 to add more bodies along the interior. Now a few days after he's involved in a mess like this and was kicked out. That definitely doesn't help his case for making the 53-man roster. Even though he's been in the NFL for 5 seasons, he's failed to make a real impact. Huggins has just 41 total tackles and 1 fumble recovery with the Philadelphia Eagles, New Orleans Saints, and Atlanta Falcons. But his tenure with the Cowboys isn't off to a great start, and he only has himself to blame. Good conversations going on around Cowboys' QB contract, per Prescott. There's been a sudden flurry of activity from the Cowboys front office this week, with a veteran trade going down on Wednesday and a free agent acquisition being announced on Thursday morning. And now Dak Prescott has offered a glimmer of hope regarding his own contract negotiation, which had seemingly been dead in the water all offseason long. The Cowboys quarterback characterized things as moving in a positive direction with less than a month to go before both the regular season opener and the official start of the final contract year for the league's reigning passing touchdowns leader. Good conversations are going on, Prescott told reporters at a Thursday afternoon press conference, per a post on X from Patrick Walker of the team website. Lots of good things are going on there. I've got a lot of confidence in my guys and these guys and getting things done. Good conversations are going on. Lots of good things are going on there. I've got a lot of confidence in my guys and these guys and getting things done. Of course, everyone involved has been saying some version of that exact thing for several months. Prescott has been widely projected to be in line for a new deal that could top $60 million a year and make him the highest-paid player in NFL history. The team has called securing Prescott for the long term a priority ever since the Cowboys were dispatched from the postseason in January. But despite Jerry and Stephen Jones taking every opportunity to drop a soundbite about how we think the world of Dak and how, at the end of the day, Dak can absolutely lead the team to a Super Bowl, here we are in mid-August with no movement toward locking him down, and every single day that passes, bringing Cowboys Nation 24 hours closer to a scenario that sees a frustrated and unappreciated Prescott ride into the sunset, enter the free agent market, and leave the team to start over from square one. The Joneses love to explain how and why such agreements are laboriously long and slow processes. While Prescott's comments Thursday gave no concrete details, or even a strong hint that a new deal is imminent, it does offer hope. And in a week where the front office has ditched its typical nonchalant ways and actually conducted some promising player business, a little hope, especially regarding the face of the franchise, could go a long way. Luke is definitely one of our better guys, McCarthy said. I think he's done a really nice job in his route running. I've seen improvements in his route running, his discipline, his stems, not rushing his final step, bigger windows, using his body more. I think Luke is having a good camp and frankly, just needs to stay healthy. You know, he's had some things bite him in the past. He's doing well. Dallas Cowboys urged to trade 24-year-old defensive back. The Dallas Cowboys are primed to begin the 2024 season fielding a defense that's loaded with playmakers at all three levels, which makes competition for starting jobs and roster spots fierce as the preseason wears on. Given that Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker are entrenched as the starting safeties and that the Cowboys have young players Marquise Bell and Wanya Thomas waiting in the wings, the opportunities for safeties buried on the depth chart could be hard to come by. As teams approach the deadline to cut the roster down to 53 players for the upcoming season, Bleacher Report's Ryan Fowler listed one player each team should have on the trading block in the waning days of the preseason. It isn't surprising to see Israel Mukuamu make the list, given the Cowboys' crowded secondary. While the departure of Jaron Kearse initially looked like an opportunity for Mukuamu to work into more snaps, Fowler writes for BR he projects to enter the year behind a long list of Cowboys secondary defenders. Each of Marquise Bell, Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson and Wanya Thomas remain higher on the depth chart than the South Carolina product in Mukuamu. A change of scenery could work wonders for Mukuamu, while a return of a day 3 pick in next year's draft for Dallas could spark movement. Mukuamu has the requisite size and physicality to make an impact. At 6'4" and 205 pounds, he just never quite found any consistent playing time or production under former defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. It remains to be seen what new defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer thinks of Mukuamu, but his playing time appears to have a built-in ceiling given the Cowboys' safety depth. But, at age 24, and with 16 tackles in 29 games played, given that he plays a premium position, Mukuamu could be a viable piece for a team with depth concerns as the regular season approaches.